guys, I'm Shay Davis, 20-year comic book veteran. I'm here none other than myself to talk about decimated DC and the death of Superman altogether. So here we go. So Yanzi is a little under the weather, so we're doing this video solo today. And what we're here to talk about is the death of the Man of Steel. As you guys have been following the news, and it has set the world on fire. Everything from bisexual Superman, whatever. And the world is like, geez, what is happening to Superman? And the truth of the matter is it's not really Superman. It's Jon Kent. Now, can somebody else be Superman? Another character? Sure, but it is not for the standard person seeing the headline. It's not Clark Kent Superman. That's just it. It's not. It's not the boy who fell to canvas from a planet exploding called Krypton. This is not that Superman. And we're going to talk a little bit about this. Why is it billed as Superman bisexual? And now there are rumors stirring, and these are coming from the pages and through the chosen people and the circle with the shill comic book media that Superman is going to die. And they're paving the way. And from working in the comics for 20 years, please look down below, hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. I can attest that these type of little breadcrumbs are usually sewn into the books for a reason. That doesn't mean that the comic book companies can't pivot from these decisions. But it's safe to say, chances are there is a destination in this story, and it is going to be the death of Superman, the death of Clark Kent Superman. Why? Because you really don't need two Supermen, especially two that seem to be wearing the same colors, that seem to have the same power set and all of this. It just doesn't, DC is not going to look at it that way. And why? Because DC really wants this bisexual Superman to take hold. And the easiest way to make a character like this take hold, and this was kind of the case for Miles Morales, is you got to kill Peter Parker. At least in the Ultimate Universe they did. So they got to make sure that you can't still like Clark Kent Superman because he's really not there. So they're going to take away the option. And I'm going to talk a little bit why this is happening. Everybody's going to say, this is a bad idea. Abort. Don't, because right now people are like, they can always just pivot back to Clark Kent Superman. No. Now they're either going to, when you're going 90 miles an hour down the interstate and you're about to hit a brick wall, there's two things you can do. You can hit the brakes and just, hit it less hard, or you're going to hit the gas. And I do think DC Comics is going to hit the gas, and I'm going to tell you why. Because, the copyright on these characters are expiring. And this is a lot of the reasons why we're going to see certain characters that these corporate companies, these long-distance companies buying these characters up. They never made them. They just bought them. And they kind of have like a little bit of a shelf life. I want to talk about this. So the copyright is Superman, Batman, Disney, Snow White, and early Looney Tune characters will all fall into public domain between 2031 and 2035. Now, you're going to say, Shane, that makes no sense. They're not going to, why do all this bisexual Superman? Why kill Clark Kent Superman? Well, they got to make you like this Jon Kent Superman, and they got to make him different enough that it's their own distinguished version of Superman. And I'm gonna get into what's happening. Why is this happening now? Basically, they got 10 years to make this work. They have about roughly 10 years to make Superman a different version of Superman, and make it stick with people and get it ingrained so they have their version of Superman. Because pretty soon, and I've worked on Superman Earth 1, and I understand why they do these radical changes in a character like Superman and the internal dialogue in DC Comics with their lawyers and their editors and everything. But trust me, they're looking for a unique version of Superman that is so different, and that is the companies. It's distinguished from the Siegel and Schuster version that will eventually become free domain. And this is where it gets interesting. What will be the Superman that's free domain maybe doesn't even fly. He probably just leaps, tall buildings, and he's quicker than a train. And just like, and I really do think this is the case in everything you're going to see happening in the next year and so on and so forth, is that they're basically trying to navigate the character. And there's evidence of this, and that's that the Truth, Justice, and the American Way slogan, they lost the trademark on it. And what we're seeing is a corporation losing their grip on a character. Now, for people that's not very familiar with copyright and free domain and things like this, basically it's kind of like a patent law, and you can look that up yourself, but that's the easiest way to explain it, is that these laws were originally built that you would, reap the reward of your discovery or your invention, or in this case, your character, and you would own it, and your children would own it. But there was basically an 80 to 135 year time clock on it. And eventually you can't just keep handing this thing down through the generations, and it becomes the people's. And then what does that mean? What, you can't make Superman money no more? No, you can. Actually, anybody can. You could make your own Superman comic book. You can make your own Superman book bag. And what's going to sell the product is the quality of the product. And what DC Comics has a ticking clock on right now is the fact that they have to, in my humble opinion, this is where I'm coming out here, they have to make their version of Superman stick. And they have 10 years to do research and development on this character. And you're going to say, well, what does R&D have to do with this? Well, they have 12 issues a year of Superman, or however many issues of Jonathan Kent Superman, and they have to not just develop this character and get a generation of people to care about this version of Superman. Keep in mind, you're going to be... People are going to say, Shane, they already care about Superman. I see Superman t-shirts and all of this around. What they have to do in 10 years isn't just get you to care about Jonathan Kent Superman, but a lot of the ways of Miles Morales Superman, they have to redefine that costume completely different. The primary color scheme is probably going to leave the character eventually. The idea of a cape, the S symbol is going to morph, and quite frankly, the name Superman may actually change, just like Truth, Justice, and a Better Tomorrow. It is not Truth, Justice in the American way. You're going to see this character start to migrate and morph into something completely different, and they have to do this in X amount of time and get you committed to this character, their version of Superman, because they're going to lose the other Superman. And they need to progress with movies, cartoons, lunchboxes, and so on and so forth. And the easiest way to get people's attention on this right away is to make you outraged and hate this version of Superman. The DC Comics, there was a LAPD, TMZ reported death threats, and the cops had to be called to protect the creators of the book. Well, this didn't make a lot of sense, correct? Does that type of thing really happen? I hope the creators are okay. And it's been determined that it's a hoax, even though it got somehow reported to TMZ and took. And this is why. The writer of the comic book in question lives in Australia. LAPD can't really do him a lot of good. And the artist of the book, does he live in LA? Nope, he lives in Costa Rica. So all of these outside the LAPD's jurisdiction, it was all a hoax. Why? Because clicks, because of the internet, because they need to. This is an outrage branding that's happening right now. Now, you're saying, Shane, that doesn't make any sense. I don't like Jonathan Kent Superman for this. Very few demographic of people do, and those people that like it, they just like the fact that his sexuality changed, not the development of the character, not the things he's doing, not the villains he's fighting. And you're going to say, Shane, that makes no sense. First things first, they have to get you to notice it. Okay? Then they're going to have to convince you to like it. And this was a big shock to people. Why? Because Superman changed. Hello, it's not Clark Kent Superman anymore. It's not the classic love triangle of Lois Lane, Clark Kent, and Superman anymore. Just easily, completely different character. Why? Sexuality. Sexuality broke the classic love triangle, the Clark Kent dual identity. All of that got washed away. The slate is clean. And now, moving forward, I solely do believe that DC Comics, the goal in this is going to be developing the new Superman, and it will not be Jonathan Kent bisexual Superman. It will be something else. Will he still be bisexual? Maybe, maybe not. You know, part of being bisexual is he will have to have feelings for a female, and we'll see where this goes. And on that note, support creator-owned comics, because why not? Because everything else is a dumpster fire. Shane Davis's Inglorious Rex. The part in demand. You can go back and still be part of one of the biggest campaigns in 2021 in crowdfunding comics. A whopping $236,000. 881, and 60 days. These companies are going bankrupt overnight, and I'm making that type of bank in 2 months. Jump on board. There's a reason people back this campaign so much. Hope you do. And guys, I'm back to drawing pages, so I will catch you guys again with another video. Please look down below, hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification, and I will leave you with this trailer for Inglorious Rex.
I'ma show the whole world who I am. Boom, boom, boom. Major look, huh? Yeah, this one is for the books. All these chances I took still, I move straight on these rooks now. Hold me up or hold me down, have my back or hold my crown. Either you with me or not, but you better give all you got, cause I break the chains. Can't control me. I got the power, I got the keys, cause I break the chains. They try to hold me,